Hey, welcome. So today we're going to talk about something we all deal with, the language of our relationships. We're going to dive into the words and, the actions that can either bring us closer together or push us apart. The goal here, to figure out how to build connections that are stronger and way more meaningful.
Okay, let's just jump right in with a phrase that can send a shiver down pretty much anyone's spine. Can we talk? I mean, we've all been there, right? It sounds so simple, but your stomach drops. You know instantly it's not going to be about the weather. It's like an alarm bell goes off in your head telling you, okay, brace yourself.
And that's really because in our relationships, some words just mean more. They're heavy, they're loaded with history, with unspoken hopes, and just a ton of emotion. Figuring out what's really being said, well, that's the secret to building those stronger bonds, instead of accidentally creating a huge gap between you.
All right, so let's start by playing detective a little bit. We're going to decode some of the most common and, let's be honest, high-stakes phrases that we hear all the time in our relationships.
Here is a classic, the big one. When someone asks, "Where is this relationship going?" Man, it can feel like a pop quiz you are completely unprepared for. But I promise you, this question is never, ever small talk.
What's really going on here is a need for reassurance. It's a search for clarity, for security. The person asking this question just really needs to know, are we on the same team here? Are we even heading in the same direction?
And often, the answer to that big question comes down to understanding the difference between two phrases that sound so similar but are worlds apart. You can love a lot of people, your family, your best friends. It's a deep, powerful feeling of affection for sure. But being in love? Oh, that's different. That's about a unique, romantic, all-in kind of passion. And getting that distinction right, it's absolutely crucial. It can define the whole relationship.
Okay, but what happens when words don't work or when our actions end up causing real hurt? I mean, understanding each other is one thing, but knowing how to actually fix the damage, that's a whole other skill. And that brings us to the art of the sincere apology.
So, what even makes an apology real? We've all gotten one of those "I'm sorries" that just felt completely empty, right? Well, that's because a genuine apology isn't just a couple of words you mumble. It's a whole process you have to go through.
A really good, powerful apology has 5 key parts. First, you have to understand. You got to really listen and get why they're upset. Next, you take responsibility. No buts, no excuses. Then you have to express genuine regret, showing you feel bad for the pain you caused. But words aren't always enough, so you need to offer to make it right. And finally, you have to promise to do better, showing you've actually learned from it.
But here's the thing. An apology, even a perfect 5-step one, is only half of the story. It's like the key that unlocks the door to healing, but you still need something else to actually walk through it.
And that's where forgiveness comes in. The real healing, the real moving on, that starts with forgiveness. An apology can't just hang in the air by itself. It needs to be met with that choice to let go and move forward.
Which brings us to our next big idea, the healing act of forgiveness. And it is so important to get this. Forgiveness isn't just about letting the other person off the hook. It's an incredibly powerful act for your own peace of mind.
Now, a huge misconception here is that forgiveness means forgetting. It absolutely doesn't. It's not about pretending it didn't happen or that it didn't hurt. It's an active choice. It's you deciding to let go of the anger, to let go of the resentment. It's about freeing yourself from carrying that heavy weight so the relationship actually has a chance to heal.
And always remember, this is a choice you are ultimately making for you. Holding on to all that resentment, it really only poisons you in the long run. By choosing to forgive, and this is important, even if you never got an apology, you are choosing your own emotional freedom. You're choosing peace.
All right, so we've decoded some tricky language, we've broken down how to apologize, and we've talked about what forgiveness really is. So what does this all mean? How do we take all these tools and actually use them to build stronger bonds?
When you boil it all down, it comes back to 3 key things. First, listen to understand. Don't just listen so you can reply. Second, apologize to repair the trust when it's been broken. And third, forgive to heal, not just for them, but for you.
So, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Of these 3 big tools, understanding, apologizing, and forgiving, which one could you maybe use today, right now, to strengthen a relationship that really truly matters to you? Thanks for watching.